The 6th of June 2018. Welcome back to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire, United Kingdom, after a few days off. Oh, I've had a wonderful time. I've had a wonderful, wonderful time spending time with my niece and a little family at Legoland in Windsor, which I'll come to in a minute. Just to let you know, as always now, we have an audio stream as well as the video stream going out. So if you want to listen on a mobile phone, walking around without having to have the screen on, you can do that. The information's on my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Or if you've got a pen and paper handy, I'll tell you what it is now. It's S2 small s2 dot free-shoutcast.com:18560. All right, if you want to listen to the audio stream only without having to look at my pretty face, and I know you'd be disappointed if you didn't see my face. I do know that, but for the benefit of radio people, it's S2 dot free-shoutcast.com:18560. I'll keep saying that for the next few days, all right, so you get used to it, just to let you know on that, all right? Also, you were expecting a new backdrop, weren't you? Haven't had the time to do yet. We haven't moved over to our forest summer backdrop because we're out of spring now. Oh my God, the flowers in the garden are amazing. Beautiful flowers all over the place. I don't have like massive of flowers, just a few here, a few there. But the way I've planted them over the years, the idea was to have something always there. So you'll have something in that corner sort of that week, something in that corner that week, that corner that week. I do notice my mate's garden does get a lot more flowers than mine, but then he's south-facing. I'm not south-facing, unfortunately. I'm sort of west-south, if you see, but probably more west than south, actually. So I don't get as much sun as him. So he gets his flowers before me. And it can be like 2 or 3 weeks earlier. Funny, isn't it, how it all works? Stuff like that. Solar panels working all right now since I spent an arm and a leg having that fixed, 500 quid. Anyway, free hot water for the summer. Yes. Thank you very much. Well, before I tell you about my little journey, let's just say hello to some of you this morning. First of all, on Facebook Live, good morning to Andy, welcoming me back. Thank you, Andy. You're very kind. Adam Royston, good morning. Royce. I don't know which is which, really. Those two have just joined up, and it's difficult to know which one you're talking to now. Adam goes out with Royston, but they've both changed their profiles, I think, so that it's the same names. It's very complicated and very strange. I wish people wouldn't do that. We got Hayley and Lee Lane as well. You never know who's on there unless one of them tells you, which is Hayley, incidentally, who's with us this morning. Good morning, Hayley, who says, Legoland looked amazing. Glad you all had fun. I like the red bus you built. Oh, yes, look at this. I was given as a gift what looked like a Lego red bus in a box. And here it is. The thing is, it wasn't like that. When I opened the box, it was all in bits. And I can't lie to you. I looked at it and I thought, oh, God, what am I going to do with this? Here it is. And last night, I emptied the 2 boxes. And, you know, this was a gift from great nephew George. Okay, and here is the gift from great niece Emily, and that was already done, you see. So that was kind of in like a plastic presentation box, right? And you just open the box, and that's it. It was done, and you put it somewhere, which is going there, of course, so you can see my beautiful red Lego rose. That was done. So I thought the bus would be the same. Oh no, 2 packets of bits in plastic bags. And I looked at it, oh, God, how am I going to put... And I thought, well, I've got to put it together. You know, George has bought it for me. And I kind of put it to the side. And last night, I thought, well, I've got a little while. Let's have a look at this. How difficult can it be? So I opened the box, and indeed, within the box comes a perfectly good instruction book. And you turn over page 1, and it says, right, this is what you need. This is what you need. Put those 2 together. Oh, right, okay, so I did that. And I worked through the book, and this took about half an hour. And I made this from Lego, and I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud. And you know what? It was a wonderful, wonderful way to pass some time. It really was. So I'm going to get something else for myself now. I think I might become a Lego model maker. I want to build up. They've got a Tower Bridge and a Houses of Parliament, among other things. You know, I think they got the French Arc de Triomphe. Arc de Triomphe. I think they've got the Empire State Building, all sorts of Lego stuff. And you can buy these kits and build them. Anything from sort of about £5 up to hundreds. The Tower Bridge, I've got to tell you, is hundreds. Okay, it's about £200 for that. I wouldn't attempt that yet. I'd like to practice first on some smaller models, possibly going up in size. And as I do them, I shall present them to you for your approval on this programme, boys and girls. So here's the red bus, and it goes as well. Can you see that? Look, it's got wheels. It goes along. You don't have to drag it. The wheels turn round and everything. Little stickers for the side. Just about managed to get them on straight. Is that straight? Or perhaps that's a little bit crooked, that is. And my mate came round last night as well. And he said, I think you've just discovered a new hobby. I have. I've discovered a new hobby, Lego models. So yes, really enjoyed putting that together last night. Good morning, Diane Jeb. Hello to Tom Gully. Hello, Tom, who says there's nothing in eternity as painful as stepping barefoot on a Lego in the dark on the way to the bathroom. I can imagine that. Or when you kick something, that hurts, doesn't it? When you're barefooted, you know, middle of the night, you want to go to the wee. Why don't we turn the light on? Isn't that strange? I don't know anyone that turns the light on when they go for a wee in the middle of the night. No, we're kind of clambering through, and the switch is there. How much can it cost to turn that light on for 10 seconds? But we don't. I wonder why that is. Good morning to my very first best friend, Alan Campbell. Good morning, Alan. He's bought a new bird. One of his blessed little pets dies. He keeps birds. I don't know what they're called. Is it a cockatoo? I don't know if it's a cockatoo or something, but he's bought a new little white bird. Beautiful little thing it is. He likes birds. Birds, tweet, 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 tweet. We get a lot of them outside here, actually, doing the morning chorus. It's quite noisy outside. Lots of beautiful little birds singing. Don't get that in London anymore. They're coughing. Especially those that live above the Euston Road, I would have thought. Good morning to Marcus. Can you give me GoPro, please? What's GoPro? What is that? What's GoPro? I don't know what that is. Is that a camera? What do you mean, can you give me GoPro, please? What do you mean? Hayley wants to see more Lego models. Well, we're going to have to do those as well. We will do those. Over on YouTube, good morning to Joanna. Morning to the lovely Claire. Good morning. Claire says, have you bought the rose and the red bus in the studio? Yes, they're right behind me there, Claire. Very proud of that. Very proud indeed. And let's have a look. I could make a Lego model village in your loft. Well, they have a model village in Legoland. And let me tell you, it's fantastic. If you saw the 2 videos that I did while I was there, oh, they've got this most fantastic model village in Legoland in Windsor. Little trains going around. They're my favourite, of course. I'm a train person. Although not on northern trains at the moment. They've really mucked up, haven't they? Whoever's running the train... Oh, hang on. Do you know, I haven't turned the blooming audio screen on. Audio stream on. There we go. Sorry, if you're waiting to hear us on the audio stream, it's there now. I completely forgot to... Is anyone bothering with that, the audio stream? Because it is a bit more effort for me to do. The northern trains have really got it wrong, haven't they? Not just northern, down here as well. They've changed the timetable and it's all gone terribly wrong. What a disaster. Absolute disaster. Anyway, so they've got trains running around, little boats, little people walking around, and the most beautiful buildings, all, of course, made out of Lego. It's all very clever, really, isn't it? Anyway, so Sunday was the day that my niece was coming down, and I got up around about, I think I got up about 7:30 in the morning. I wanted to be nice and ready for them. And she rang up and said, we're probably going to be there at about 10:30, because I think they got a little bit of traffic somewhere, so they were on their way. I got to Legoland at 10 o'clock, and I was going to deal with all the tickets and all that, you see. Now, I'd already bought my... they already had their ticket. No, Incorrect. They didn't have their ticket. They had no paperwork at all. I had all that. And I also had to go and pick up my ticket. So I drove in there. It's a long way to the car park. It's quite a long way from the entrance to the car park. So you drive along here. As you come in, you turn right if you're staying at the hotel. Now, I wasn't staying at the hotel. They were. And I was like, oh, should I park there and go into the hotel or should I go up? And I wasn't sure what to do. I thought, well, I better go up to the ticket office and get my tickets first. Now, I've bought an annual pass. It's cost me £72 and I can go for the whole year now, whenever I want. I haven't got to pay anything else. Just show me pass and go in, obviously, when it's open. And the reason I bought that was that it was cheaper than buying 2 single-day passes. Can you believe that? That was actually cheaper than doing that. Now, I can kind of understand it if you did it for like 5 days or more. You know, if it was if an annual pass was the cost of 5 days or more. But 2 days, that don't make sense, does it? I mean, who goes for like 2? I just didn't expect that at all. But nevertheless, that's how it was. So it was cheaper to buy an annual pass than 2 separate days. So that's what I did. So I got my annual pass. I mean, I can go up there and whenever I want now. And there is another reason other than Legoland to go there, which I will tell you about. Worry not. So I've gone up to this place and found somewhere to park. And then again, from the car park to the park entrance is also a little bit of a walk, really. But on the other hand, it's a very big place. You know, the car parks are massive, massive car parks. So I've walked up there and I've got near the gates. And then I saw a ticket. Annual passes over here, sort of thing. You know, I saw a sign. So I followed this sign round, kind of round the back it was. And got there. And guess what? The office is closed. Note in the window, please go to ticket office to collect your annual pass. Oh, here we go. Right. So I've come out of there. I've gone to these little booths that are kind of in the middle of the path. You know, so you got your path and there's a booth there and there's a booth there and there's a booth there. And I've queued up at one of those. And I waited not too long, about 3-4 minutes perhaps. And I've got to the front. And this boy, and he was a boy. I have to say, the entire place appears to be run by children. I've got to say that. They are all youngsters who actually, when something goes wrong, don't appear to have a clue what to do. I've got to say that. Now, the general experience was fantastic. But there was a couple of little things here, and I'll come on to those in the next 10 hours or so. All right. So I've queued up here. Eventually, I've got there. He said, "Oh right, okay." So he starts tapping away. "Oh, I can't do this here. You'll have to go to him next door." I said, "What? The bloke sitting next to you?" He said, "Yeah. If you just go round there." I said, "Well, can you not just hand it over to him?" Literally, this other bloke is sitting here. Okay, if I'm here, he's sitting here. He said, "No, well, I've got to serve someone else, so you'll have to go round the side yourself and queue." I thought, "Oh, okay." Took the paper, walked round, and then I'm on the other side of the window. Right, got to queue again, another 2 or 3 minutes. Eventually, I get to him. He's on his computer. Tap, 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 tap. Looking at my thing. Tap, tap, tap. "Oh, I can't do this here. You'll have to go over there." I said, "You're the third person I've seen now." Not actually third person. Third place I've been to now. "What do you mean I've got to go over there?" He said, "We can't do these here. You got to go over to the ticket box." I said, "Well, what's this then?" "Oh, this is where they just collect the tickets to come in." "Well, how are you supposed to know that?" So then I went outside and then I noticed this queue for this other ticket box. Like that. Okay? So I stood in the queue there. I was in the queue 15, 20 minutes on this one. Now, as luck would have it, Sunday was a fantastic day for the weather. It really was. It was like the middle of summer. We must have had 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 centigrade, 26 centigrade, something like that. And it was like, and something like that. And it was like that all day. It was fantastic weather. Unfortunately, unless if you're queuing somewhere and this sun is beating down on me. Anyway, so the queue's moving forward very, very slowly. I'm already a little bit fed up now, because I've been mucked around at other ticket boxes. So I've tweeted them. Now, let me tell you, if you ever want to get an instant response from a company, send your complaint publicly as a tweet. They come straight back to you. And within like half a minute, I got an apology telling me that this queue had started moving again and they were sorry I should be served very soon, in which case I was. But I was in that queue 20 minutes. So now, trying to get this annual pass, I've been about half an hour so far, trying to get this damn annual pass, right? From the point at which I entered the park, got all the way round to the car park, walked from there to there, We're now talking about, I would say, about 40 minutes now, and I still haven't got my ticket. Eventually it comes, and it's a bit like the post office. Window number 1, please. So I've gone down to window number 1. Another boy is in there. Oh, I've come to collect my annual pass. Oh, let me have a look at that. So he's doing something. Oh, I can't do this here. Can you just go to any one of the other windows? I said, now look, you're the 4th person I've seen, the 4th window I've been to. They sent me there, and now you're telling me to go there. Get someone to sort it out. Well, there's nothing I can do here. If you just any one of the other windows will do that. You said, are you sure? Yes. I said, well, what do I do? Just stand? I can't just go over and stand at the front of the queue again. He said, no, go to the front of the queue, send the people at the front over here, and then wait for the next one. So that's what I did. And the next one was able indeed to sort it out, and she pushed some buttons, and I haven't got it here actually. I should have bought that for you, my Legoland annual pass. So now I have my Legoland annual pass. I've got it in my little fingertips at last. That took about an hour. Ludicrous. And there wasn't one of those people who was over the age of 25. I'm telling you that now. It's run by children, this place. Okay? Millennials. Millennials. We hate them. They're just gormless. I don't understand it. These people are like trained to push a few buttons, and the moment something is not in its right place or order, they haven't got a bloody clue what to do. It's like going to supermarkets, isn't it? Going to someone on the till there who's not of an age. That's £1.25, please. Well, there's a tenner, and then they type in 10.25. Oh, here's the 25 pence. Oh, no, well, I've done it now. There you go. They can't work it out because it's not in that menu or whatever it is they're doing. They cannot work it out. Thick as planks, every last one of them. So I've now got my thing, and I said, right, well, I've got this as well, the hotel. This is for my niece and her family. They don't have the paperwork. I do. What do I do with this? So she's had a look at this. She said, are they staying at a hotel? Yes. She said, well, you need to go down to the hotel car park with this and meet them there. I said, okay, so do I just drive down there? And what do I do? Do I drive down there and then come back up here? She said, no, that's fine. Now you've got your annual pass. You'll be able to go in the hotel car park, because I get free parking as well. That's a saving of like, I think 12 quid or 6 quid, something like that. I don't know. So you'll be able to park in their park and then go into the hotel with them, and then you can come through the hotel and walk into the park. I thought, oh, fine, that's great. So I then went from there into the hotel car park. They still hadn't arrived, or a bit late. They got caught up in some traffic. The A1M, I think, has got a load of roadworks on it and all that business going on. So they got diverted off that a long way round, and that put like half hour, 40 minutes onto their journey. My niece and her family live in Woodhall Spa, which is, I mean, it's a lovely part of the world, to be honest. There's not much crime or anything like that going on there, so that's nice. So they've come out of there. So I'm in the car park and they're not ready to come. I thought, right, okay, well, I'll go and try and sort the hotel out first. So I've walked into the hotel. Hello, my niece is staying here. Da, da, da. Okay, have you got the paperwork? They handed them the paperwork. She said, okay, well, I can sort all that out for you. When they come in, just bring them up to the desk as well. But I'll get things going at this end, so it will only take a couple of minutes when they get here. So that was fine. And that was all done. So I thought, so I came out of the hotel, which is opposite the hotel car park. I'm walking across the road. The road you walk over is actually the main entrance to the park, so that's quite busy. But there's a little zebra crossing, and and they stop straight away, and you just cross over. While I'm crossing over, the phone rang, and it's my niece. We're here. We're in the car park. I said, "All right, okay. Are you left or right?" And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, did you turn left or did you turn right?" I mean, my niece could practically be a millennial. She's so thick. So she said, we turned left. Okay, I'll come and find you. So I'm walking through this car park, which is not massive. And then I spotted them. There they are. And the car door opens. And there she is. She's there with her dark glasses on, my niece. And there's great nephew George and great niece Emily. And baby James is there as well. And the door opens and they're all there saying hello. Oh, it was like something out of Little House on the Prairie or something like that it was. So they've come out. We've had hugs. We've emptied the car, taken the stuff to the hotel. We can't check in yet. It's a 3 o'clock check-in. But easy as pie. You literally drop your bags at the concierge, the bags drop-off thing. It gives you a little ticket. And then you go into the hotel. Went up to the desk. Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Whatever. Gave them a special plastic card, which gets you into the lifts. And then you swipe this across the lift thing. The door opens. The lift comes down. The door opens. Get in the lift. Go up one floor and you're in. So we walked out and you either went right to their particular hotel. That was the main check-in for the whole thing, you see. So they were in the Castle Hotel. So they walked right to their hotel or left to go into the park. So there's no point in going into the hotel yet, really, because we can't check in. But we did pop in there first to say, hello, we're here. He said, yeah, come in any time after 3 o'clock. He said, I recommend you come in after 3 because everyone queues to get in then. They want to get in. He said, leave it till 4, 5 o'clock if you want. It doesn't matter. And then you can come straight in. And we have all the paperwork, but the key pass thing you can't use yet. So we couldn't get that yet. So then we turned left and went into the hotel. There aren't any more security checks, which I found a bit odd, really. Once you're into that kind of hotel complex, from there, you can walk in and out of the park at will. No one's checking cards or anything. So we walked into the park and off our day commenced. And as we walked over, there's a big lake and there's some sort of pirate show going on there and, people on boats and people doing stupid things, which was fantastic. And we walked around to a few of the attractions. For lunch, oh my God, if there's ever a reason, Slimming World was thrown to the wind over the last 3 days. I'm telling you now, not just thrown to the wind, it was chucked at the wind. Slimming World, non-existent over the last 3 days, I've got to tell you. And we found this place that does an all-you-can-eat buffet for £14.95. Now, one of the other things you get with the annual pass, okay, is 10 or 20% off? It's either 10 or 20% off virtually everything. So that £14.95 became £13.95, about £13.40 for each adult for a meal. And $9.95, so $8.95 per child. So that was all right, wasn't it? That's not expensive, right? And this was pizza and pasta, all-you-can-eat buffet, including soft drinks and ice cream. That's all you can eat. And that's the problem, you see. When you get an all-you-can-eat, I do stuff my face. And we went up and I just had pizza and ice cream. I had probably about 10 slices. They're not massive slices. Got to tell you that. They're not massive slices. But nevertheless, I had 10 slices of pizza and 4 ice creams. Now, the ice creams are only in small pots. Okay? They're only small. So probably I had 7 or 8 slices of pizza. And my niece's husband was the same. But we went up 3 times. We went up 3 times. We had Coke. They only had Coke Zero, which I thought was interesting. I wonder if that was anything to do with sugar and children and all that business with the government and all that. But they only had Coke Zero and 7-Up Zero, like, non-sugared drinks. But I'll be honest with you, you can't really notice that there's hardly any change in the difference at all between these Zero Cokes and the ones that are full of sugar. So that was odd, really. So I had a few cups of that. As I say, I had about 10 slices of pizza. Garlic bread was nice. Oh, that was lovely as well. And the garlic bread, that was done like, it was like pizza, but without the cheese and the stuff on the top. Just garlic butter. Oh, that was delicious, that was. And, of course, the 4 ice creams, which were Mr. Whippy ice creams. They've got 2 machines there. 2 machines. It's really difficult to do that, isn't it? Have you ever tried to do a Mr. Whippy ice cream and, get the twirly bit on the top? Why is that so difficult? There was a lady who was in front of me. She did hers perfectly. I reckon she must work on one of those little ice cream vans. I do like the... Oh, God, I haven't turned the text thing on yet. Oh, you silly old fool you are. Hang on a minute. If you've texted, I won't have got your message. Hang on a minute. Let me turn this on. Oh, honestly, there's so much to do now with the audio stream and the text messaging. Maureen, if you've texted, don't text yet because it won't have come through. I'll let you know when that comes on. It takes a little while to come on, the text in thing. Sorry about that. Where was I now? Yep, so we had that and we were absolutely stuffed after that. We had that on Saturday on Sunday and Monday as well. We had it on 2 days. 2 days. The rides across the park are all fantastic. You queue a bit at most of them. That's perfectly normal at a theme park. If you've ever been to Disney, you'll know exactly what I mean by queuing and that sort of thing. Okay. Oh, no, actually, the phone doesn't have to be on for the text to come in, does it? Well, I don't think so, anyway. Is that on now? Just a minute now. Takes a little while to fire up. No, the phone doesn't have to be on for the text to come in, do they? They would come in anyway and then appear when I've turned it on. There you go. Okay, so the texting number is now available. If you want to text into the show, feel free. 07551 259 675 is the texting number. Okay, once again, 07551 259 675 is the text in number. My voice is going, isn't it? I just noticed that now. Yes, indeed. There we are. Good morning. Yep, there she is. There's Maureen. Good morning. Watching your show. I enjoyed your Legoland film with the children. Lovely, Maureen. Thank you very much, Maureen. Good, that's working. I like that to be working. There was a couple of shows on, as I say, around the big pond in the middle. What else? Let me think. Anything else? Oh, there is places to buy Lego everywhere. There's a particular very large shop, and all it sells is Lego, and there's so much different stuff there. I mean, it really is from small things like this, small things like that you can make, up to great big sets of like £200, £400. There's this Death Star thing that I think that's about £400. That one. It's a lot of money. But if you're into that if that's your thing, then so be it. People spend an arm and a leg on football, don't they? My nephew spends a fortune going around watching Chelsea and Lincoln play all the time. That's their thing. If your thing is Lego and you spend £400 on a model, that's up to you, isn't it, really? But great things. But none of this Lego. We thought it would be more expensive in the shop, and it's not in Legoland. It's exactly the same price as it is in wherever, Hamleys or Mr. Entertainer or somewhere like that. Very, very normal prices. But you can go in there and it's all in there. So much stuff. Boxes of little plastic bricks. Wonderful. And wherever you go in a resort, if you're queuing somewhere, there tends to be like a Lego pit. for the children to play in, you know. So you're queuing, and then you can put your children in this like little area where they've just got loads of Lego bricks and they're building things and making things while you're waiting in the queue. What a fantastic idea that is. I mean, I don't know how much of it gets nicked. On the other hand, I don't know if you'd want to nick second-hand Lego that all these dirty little fingers are beaten over, would you? The day goes very quickly. If you've got a heavy pram or a wheelchair, I must warn you, there is a couple of very, very steep hills that you have to climb up. Now, my nephew and his wife, they got 3 children. One is a severely disabled little girl called Olivia. Lovely little girl she is. But they have a very heavy pram there with oxygen things on it and all that. I think she'd have real trouble getting around the park. I do. I don't think they'd have a really very good experience because of the pushing. On the other hand, if you timed it so that you went up the hill and did everything on top of the hill and didn't have to go back up there a second time, it'd probably be all right. So there are some very, very steep hills up there. The day went very quickly. End of the day, we came back down. When I went to see, they checked into their room at the end of the day, actually, picked up the card, went into the room. It was a wizard room, and it was fantastically decorated. In fact, the hotel was fantastic. The carpets are all made for the hotel, specifically and they got like characters on there, wizards and things, and little stars, and all sewn into the carpet, like beautiful pictures. The same with the wallpaper. The hotel room, I have to say, spotless. Absolutely spotless. Very well laid out, very well cared for. They've got air conditioning. We seem to have a bit of trouble getting that to work. It's so annoying, isn't it? Whatever hotel you go to, they've got an air conditioning control unit that you've never seen before. Am I right? No one can ever work the damn air conditioning in hotels, can they? So we're pushing these buttons and it's kind of coming out, and we got it working eventually. So they checked in there. I had a cup of tea. My niece got tea making facilities and all that. Telly on the wall. You come in, and on the right are the children's bunk beds. There's 1 and 2, one on top of the other. In front of them, there is their own television on the wall and a PlayStation, and again a box of Lego which they can play with. Then you come out. There's no doors separating except the bathroom. Then sort of you come out of there, go a little bit further forward. On the right is the bathroom. Very clean, very nicely well kept. And then come out of there, walk a little bit further along. And then there's the adults' room and a pram that had already been set up. Everything was set up and ready. The sheets, all wizard things, wizard hats, half moons everywhere. The wallpaper, they had a telly in front of them there as well. A phone. I think a selection of pens and things to write stuff with. And you could not fault the hotel. Couldn't fault the hotel. So clean, so well kept. It really was. Then it was about 7:15 and we went downstairs for dinner. I'd booked them an evening meal. So we went in. I had the evening meal with them as well. So we went in there and had a very good selection of food. Really, really very good selection of food. Perhaps a little bit pricey, £22 for that. No, well, 22 quid. No, not really, because again, it was a buffet. It was a buffet again. I'm vegetarian. There was plenty for me. I had vegetables, roast potatoes to die for. I always thought that Toby Carvery did the best roast potatoes. Then I went to Legoland. Oh my God. I don't know how they cook them, but the middle of the potatoes literally melt in your mouth. They are so soft. Crispy, brown and golden round the outside, and soft in the middle. The roast potatoes at Legoland are, in the hotel, are to die for. What was the name of that restaurant? The Bricks Restaurant. Bricks. Bricks Restaurant. Wonderful. Wonderful roast potatoes. Oh, it was quite busy in there. And I went back and had another lot of roast potatoes, unfortunately. They had some Indian food. I think it was a curry type thing, some sort of bean stew. That was for the vegetarians. So I had that along with carrots and some broccoli and some cauliflower. They had ice cream machines in there, but they didn't seem to work as well as the ones in the pizza place. By that, I mean the ice cream came out. It was too cold. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't creamy. I think it had too much ice in it or something like that. That came out too cold. So it was all right. And little cakes. Little sponge cakes. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of sponge cakes in this thing. And I had 3 or 4 of those. You know, they're only small. Nice. And, of course, we'd had the pizza. I am stuffed by now. Absolutely stuffed. As is my niece's husband, who I get on with so well. He's very similar to me, I've got to tell you. He's very, very similar to me. And I had that, and then I came home, and I stopped at my mate's house for a cup of tea before I came back, and I got back here around about 10 o'clock. I went straight to bed. No, that's a lie. I put the Legoland video together, and I went to bed. I was so tired, absolutely whacked out, and I did it all again on the Monday. You see, interestingly, the Monday was far busier than the Sunday. Which surprised us, because a lot of the children have gone back to school, but it appears not everyone. And anyone who hadn't been back to school had gone to Legoland on the Monday. So it was much, much busier on the Monday. Again, what I did was come into the hotel car park, walked into the hotel. Ben came down the stairs with his card, because you need this card to get any further in for the lift. And waved, and I went into the lift, and up I went. I got to say, a little bit lacking on the security there. I mean, the receptionist people wouldn't see hundreds of people a day, would they? Or I suppose they would, wouldn't they? So maybe would she have recognised me though, or not? I wonder. That's the question. But as I got into the park, this is exactly what happened. So I parked my car. There's no one out there checking cars. Walked into the hotel and sat by where this, again, another Lego pit is. A couple of children playing with the Lego. I sat there. Within 30 seconds, Ben appeared. All right, Chris. Okay, so I got up, walked over to the lift, in the lift, up the stairs, and I'm in. And I walked into their restaurant, okay, sat down because they were still having breakfast. And I thought, well, I could have had a breakfast here. No one's checked me in or anything. Once again, it's run by children. You know, young. You know what I mean by children. Very young people walking around, taking orders, getting the stuff cooked, bringing it over. I could have sat there and said, "Oh, I'll have a sausage and egg, please." No one's checked me in. And from there, I walked again into the park. Now, I've got an annual ticket, so, you know, I have paid, okay? I haven't done anything wrong here. But we walked from there into the park. No one checking, really. Just walked in. So I thought that was a bit lacking in security. But there you go. I mean, you could have got anything in there, to be honest. You know. So that's a bit of a worry, really. But again, another nice day yesterday. They extended the park opening yesterday by an hour. We thought it was closing at 5. But it closed at 6 o'clock because they were so busy. And we actually spent more time queuing yesterday than we did on the Sunday. But that's okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Monday. We actually spent more time queuing on the Monday than we did the Sunday. But, I mean, that's just one of those things, isn't it? You expect a queue in these places. At the very end... Oh, the camera incident, yeah. At the very end, we were going on this train thing. I've got a camera, I've got my phone with me, and it made a good film, actually, so I'm not bothered by this at all. But this ride started, and it's train, and it went faster than I thought it was going, but nevertheless, it was going. And after a couple of revolutions, it stopped. I thought, oh, well, that was quick, wasn't it? Anyway, so I've said on the camera, that was good and that, and then I've turned it off. And we're sitting there waiting for the bloke to come round and lift the bar, or waiting for the bar to come up on its own, you know, the one that holds you in. And this young thing's come over. Excuse me, sir. He couldn't even speak properly. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the ride. I said, all right, well, why's that then? He said, I've seen you using a camera and I did ask you not to use your camera. And I'm thinking, well, no one asked me not to use a camera. And Ben, who was sitting right behind me, said, well, I didn't hear anyone say don't use a camera. In fact, I checked the board out the front, which says, no one under the height of 1 metre, whatever, or and there was nothing about not using a camera. So I hadn't seen any sign or anything like that. And I said, well, how does that work then? I'll put it away. I'm sorry, I didn't know. No, well, I'm sorry, I've seen you use it now. He said, I've identified you as using a camera. I'll have to ask you to leave the ride. And you have to think quickly. And I thought, well, have a look around. You've got all these parents on this ride now, and all these children. You don't want to let them down. So, okay, come on then. Up I got. I said, can he stay on there? This is my nephew. No, he'll have to go as well. Don't get it. So we just walked off and stood by the side, and then it carried on. My Ben and his little girl were on there as well, so they went on for another ride. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat again, as you can hear. But I'm not quite sure what happened there. I find it very, very difficult to understand how he could actually have seen where the camera was, because it was down here, okay, and in front of it was a Lego brick. So I don't know what was going on there, really. But, it was the end of the day. We were tired, and I thought, it's just not worth arguing. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? It's just not worth arguing. Perhaps this boy saw himself as having a little bit of power. That might be what it is. Well, okay, fine. Well, we go, and no more will be said about it. It's probably the easiest thing to do. You could have stood there and rowed until you were blue in the face, and then all the other parents and children would have been, let down because they want their ride and all that. And why worry about something as insignificant as that, as to create hassle? Let him have his little moment, and now he can go back to his little box, pushing his little buttons for the rest of the day. So we're not quite sure what happened there. But nevertheless, it was at the end of the night, and then I think we went on one more ride, which was like this swing thing on chains, and the thing goes round. It's not for the adults, only for the children, this one. So George and Emily got on this thing, and this thing goes round, and the swing is on chains, and it moves slightly like that. I had a good time. And then from there, we went back to the hotel room. I fell asleep on their bed. Ben and Emily went swimming. Ben and George went swimming. Tracy, my niece, and Emily stayed in the room. I think Emily was there, or did she go swimming? I can't remember now. What was that? Oh, that's my front door. Just a second, let me turn that off. Sorry. And I fell asleep on the bed. I was so tired. And then yesterday, they left the park at 10 o'clock. They came straight round here to my house, come down the living room, watched a bit of telly, and from there we went to lunch at TGI Fridays, which is in Bracknell. And we had lunch there, and we had a most terrific waitress in there. She was so nice. And we had a wonderful meal in there. Then we went to the toy shop, Mr. Entertainer in Bracknell, got a couple of toys. And then from there we departed. Unfortunately, Tracy had to go back to the hotel because they left they didn't leave their purse there. She rang up the hotel, and someone had handed in the purse, my niece's purse, from the journey from the exit to the hotel to the car park. It was literally on the floor near the zebra crossing, and someone had handed it in. How lucky is she? Of course, Ben got the blame for that. Ben got the blame for that. And that was my last few days. And as I say, I've had the most terrific couple of days with my niece and her family. It really was something else. Legoland, there was a little bit of hassle at the beginning, buying the tickets, and the idiot running the ride, and I wish I could understand what actually happened there, but I don't really understand, and I'm not bothered. But apart from that, go. It's a fantastic day out. Now, if you buy a ticket and you're on a peak day, going to cost you 60 quid. Now, I didn't pay 60 quid, okay? I didn't pay 60 quid a day because I kind of got a package. Hotels, tickets, meals and all that business. But if you go for one person, it's 60 quid. Is it worth 60 quid? Yes, it is. If you have a look around various theme parks and how much they charge now, yes, it probably is worth that £60. If you want to go on a cheaper day, I think it comes down to about £45. There's kind of 3 tiers. There's blue days, green days and red days or something like that. Okay? The dearest days are £60 per day, per person. Child is the same. I believe it's the same. I'm not 100% sure on that. Whether you're an adult or the child, I think it's the same price. Perhaps someone will look it up and see. So Legoland, highly recommended. You want to take your family out for the day, you've got a bit of cash to spare, go there. You'll have a good time. And meal-wise, try and get in the pizza and pasta buffet. It's right there. As you walk in, it's very close to the entrance gate. All right? There you go. Right, let's read some of your messages. I'm on Paul's 47-inch today. Am I really, Paul? Have you got me on a big TV? Let's have a look. Claire says you can make a Lego model village in your loft. I like the idea of that, actually. No, I couldn't actually. I can't stand up in my loft. It's not tall. You've got to go on your hands and knees. It's full of junk up there. Why do we keep this stuff? Why do we keep our lofts full of junk and all that business? Claire says, brilliant idea making the annual pass so cheap. Now you will go back again with some others. I certainly will. I've already said to my mate, do you want to go there one day? And he said, yeah, I'll come there. So we've only got get his one ticket. And we can go on like a green day where his ticket wouldn't be so expensive, you know. Over on Facebook Live. Let's have a look over there. Andy said the marching band was lovely. Yeah, in the model village, there was like a little marching band which goes up and down. Little Lego men going up and down like that, playing a tune. Hilarious. I loved it. Good morning to Neil Rennie, who's been enjoying all the videos. Good morning, Neil, and thanks for all your comments. You're very kind. You're very kind. He's just got up. Am I a breakfast show in your house, Neil? I'm a breakfast show. Hayley, if you move up here, you can get a spare room and turn it into a Lego room of London. Yeah, that's an idea, Hayley. Perhaps I could set up my own little karaoke room and I could carry on doing karaoke night. I could just have you lot round. I could just have you lot round, couldn't I? Eh? Good morning, Julian, who is in Mallorca, where it's very cloudy today. It's all right here, actually. The sun's out at the moment. It's looking very nice there. Hello to Imuala. Morning. Lewis Bannerman. Hello, lovely Lewis. I miss you. Lewis used to be one of the barmen at Central Station. With attitude. With attitude. Morning, Lewis. Good morning, Anand. Jerry Cashmore Smith. Good morning, Marcos. Hello, Marcos. Have you had your children to Legoland at all, Marcos? Actually, I can't remember how old they are now. How old are yours? Have they been to Legoland? Morning to Ray Reynolds, who's just back from Eastbourne, down south. Morning, Ray. Marcus saw the one video of the holiday Lego. It looked brilliant. How many did you upload? 2. There's only 2. There's Legoland 1 and Legoland 2. Just go on my wall. You'll find it there. Okay. Morning to Guy Stephen Sowes. Good morning. Adrian Richardson is there. Hello, Adrian. Kelly. That's a nice name. Kenny is there as well. So that was my day. Now, what else have I got to do here? I told you my backdrop, I haven't had time to do that. So I'll try and do that before the end of the show. I did nighttime gardening last night as well. That's quite relaxing. Nighttime gardening, you know, just I say nighttime, more like evening gardening. Where I went outside, I had some extra plants to put in, so I did that, watered around. Then my mate came over. And we watched a little bit of Holby City last night. We watched Holby City. That was quite late, about 10 o'clock. But then he went after about half 8. He was very tired last night. He's got the most terrible chest at the moment, my mate. He really has. He's got a terrible cough and he doesn't seem to be able to find the people at the hospital and the doctors don't seem to know what they're doing at the moment. It's kind of sending him from one place to the other. Yeah, we're sending notes over and all this business. And the other end say they haven't got the notes. Oh, it's a nightmare. He's having nightmares at the moment. Marcos, Boy of 4 and a girl of 11. Not tried Legoland. Okay, Marcos. Highly recommended. Take them there. Are you near it at all, Marcos? Really, really very good. You get a whole day's entertainment there, and it's fantastic. Let me just check the prices. You won't have to pay 60 quid. Hang on. Legoland prices. Yeah, let me do this for you. Okay. So if you get a Green Day ticket in advance, it's £32. All right? Green Day ticket in advance is going to cost you £30. Now, there are only certain days that are green, so you need to go on the Legoland site and find out which ones are the green days, and they're the ones you go. They will also, my guess is, be the quieter days. I'm only guessing that. If you buy that at the gate, though, it's 47 quid, so it's well worth it buying it online. Okay? And they do Legoland at Christmas, which I will absolutely go to. I'll be able to get in on that free of charge. It's almost worth just going for the pizza. It is. It's almost worth just going for the pizza and the pasta place. Adrian wants to know, is my nighttime gardening? I hope you're dressed naked. Certainly not. Not having any of that out here. In fact, I saw someone wrote on their wall this morning, spent a good couple of hours gardening. In that time, while digging out old plants and re-edging the lawn, I saw a couple of redbreasts sitting on the fence. I wish my neighbour wouldn't do that. It's most awkward to concentrate on gardening when she does things like that. She broke a panel last time. Big buxom lady that she is. It's just as bad with her across the road and her blue tits flapping about. Thank you, Alex, for that. We are, of course, talking about small birds on the fence. Those of you that were worried there. Okay. So that's it. That's my news at the moment. What's the time? How long have we been chatting for there? That was an hour, was it? An hour. Here, look at this. Now, I had this issue a little while ago. It resolved itself very quickly in that the car moved. But in the Daily Mirror this morning, a homeowner found a stranger's car parked in her driveway and was shocked to learn the law wasn't on her side. Now, where I live, I don't have a driveway. But I've got a garage in a block, so there's a few cars. You're 1, 2, 3. I think there's about 5 or 6 cars that side, and they've all got garages. The little bit of road in front of my garage is also mine. And I came out once. Was it twice? Now, I mean, this has happened twice in 25 years, so I can't really complain. But it was quite recent. And there was a car park there. And I rang up the police and they couldn't do anything about it. They said, and this was on Saturday night. They said, well, on Monday morning, ring the council, and if it's still there 2 weeks later, they'll move it. Well, what do I do until then? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. The story in the Daily Mirror says there was no explanation as to where the vehicle came from, and she'd never seen it before. When she contacted the police, she discovered the law was not on her side. Despite what some people may think, it isn't actually illegal. Now, this was from Grimsby Live. She was told she could move the car but not damage it in any way, even though it was on her property. But officers immediately came in to help her move the car or clamp it. Well, that's not making sense, is it? Who wrote this? We carry on. A spokesman for the North East Lincolnshire Council said, as the land is privately owned, it would usually be up to the landowner to arrange for the vehicle to be removed. The woman appealed on Facebook to find the owner, but to little success. Does anyone know whose car this is? It's been parked on my drive since last night. Police have been notified. She wrote on the DN35 Crime Watch group. I don't know what that is. That's mad. It's not as if you live in a town centre or next to a football ground. Why would anyone want to park on your drive? One shocked Facebook friend wrote. Shocks look coming now. Other people suggested blocking the car in so it couldn't move. Well, you see, that's pretty pointless, isn't it? I thought about that. And I thought, well, if you block the car so it can't move, well, you can't do that anyway, because my car's in the garage. I couldn't get my car out. The car mysteriously appeared on the Friday and the homeowner moved it onto the road herself the following day. It's not known if it's been claimed yet. Well, I don't know how she moved it onto the road. She must have just pushed it. But then you've got to be sure that the handbrake isn't fully on. If it's fully on, you ain't going to be able to move that car, are you? Are you allowed to drag it out of the way? Could you do that? I mean, you'd have to have a substantial van or, sort of a Land Rover pulling it, wouldn't you? So they don't do anything about it. How strange. But, I don't think the whole story's there, is it? That bit of that didn't make sense at all. What's that? Read more. Hang on. No, that's not. She was told that she could move the car but not damage it in any way. How do you move a car? If the handbrake's not on, how would you move it? I don't know how you would do that. Oh, well. Well, we'll do today's birthdays, boys and girls. It's 10:15. I need to get down that swim. I haven't been swimming for days. For days and days. Happy birthday today to our very good friend, Mr. Robert Deal. 66 today. He's a lovely man, he is. Robert, a very, very big happy birthday to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. David Grant on the Isle of Wight. Happy birthday to David Grant today. Ben Swiddenbank is 30 years old today. Happy birthday, Ben. All right. Hope you're well, sir. Ezra Isaac is a young 34 years old on this Wednesday. Chris Harris. Hello, Chris. 47 today. Happy birthday, Chris. Richard Rhodes, one of our wonderful drag queens. Happy birthday to you, Richard. And Scott Allen Jones, birthday as well today. So they're all the birthdays today. Shall we wish them happy birthday, gang? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right? I'm feeling a little bit out of tune today. Am I sounding out of tune? Maybe not. It's the Wednesday quiz tonight. What are you doing? Do you want to come down to North London? There we are. I shall be at the King's Head Theatre Pub tonight from 8:30 with the quiz of the week. Who's coming to my quiz tonight? At the King's Head Theatre Pub, 115 Upper Street in Islington from 8:30. It's completely free to enter the quiz, and you could win a £30 bar tab tonight at the King's Head Theatre Bar, our Wednesday quiz from 8:30. One final message. Mikey Allen. Good morning, Mikey. You've just joined us when we're about to finish, I'm afraid. Time to go home, or at least go down to the swimming pool. Hello to Weird City Citizen, who's just got back from work, so you enjoy the catch-up afterwards, okay? Goody, goody, goody. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show today, gang. I'll see you again sometime tomorrow. Have a nice Wednesday. Get out there in that beautiful sunshine. Ta-da.